Welcome to part 2 of creating a Google site. You want to go ahead and open up your website folder and click on the student login. This is going to get you to the Google login. Type in your student ID and then whatever password you use to log into the system. So I'm going to go ahead and log in right now. Now when I click on sign in, it's going to bring me to this window. Now what's going to most likely happen with you the first time is you're going to have to type in these strange characters. It might be a bit tricky for you to log in, but once you get logged in, it's going to be easy from that point forward. So when you get this window, click on Sites. Now I have quite a few websites. You're probably not going to have any at this time. So what you want to do is you want to click on Create. Make sure you choose Blank Template and type in the name of your animal. The name of my animal is Ricin Bear. Once I type it in, I'm going to click on the Create button at the top. Click No when that pops up. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out a color scheme for my website. To do that, I'm going to go to that folder and I'm going to click on Color Scheme Designer. Now let's say you want to choose, I'm going to choose a green color scheme because I think of nature and my animal's about nature and all that good stuff. Now you can click up here to get various color schemes. I'm not going to go with that. It reminds me too much of Christmas, so I would not choose that color scheme unless my animal had something to do with Christmas. Then I would. I'll go ahead and look through these to see if I want to use any of them. And I like the various combinations here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on Print Screen because I'm going to use colors from this for my website. So I'm going to print the screen and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up the Adobe Photoshop Elements. I will click on Edit as demonstrated in the previous lesson and wait patiently for it to load. With that loaded, I'm going to do File New, Blank File, say OK, and I'm going to do Control V. Now you could just save it like this, or you can just crop out so you just have the colors. You could even just do this. So you just have those colors. And hit the Enter key and do File Save As and go ahead and get into that Photoshop folder of your website folder. There's the Julie J Photoshop and I'm going to call it Color Scheme because I will be coming back to this later. What you want to do is you want to determine, let's go back to the website, see where the gray is. I'm going to determine what color I want. I'm going to choose a dark color. So I'll go back to Photoshop Elements. I'm going to use the eyedrop tool to go ahead and pick up a color. I can click on that dark blue. And I don't know if you see these arrows up in the tools window where the hand is in the upper left corner. I'm going to click on that to expand the tools window. And you can see the color that I picked up. If you click on that, it opens up this window. Make sure you get rid of the Only Web Colors. And I don't know if you can see the number right there. It's 006666. I'm going to select that and do Control C from the keyboard. I'm going to return to the website and I'm going to click on the More in the upper right corner and choose Manage Site. When this window loads, I'm going to go to Colors and Fonts. With this window open, I'm going to go ahead and notice where it says Entire Page and it says Page Background Color. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose Custom. And I don't know if you can see this, but notice where under the color palette, I'm going to do Control V. And it's going to paste that color. And you can see how it added that color to my background. This is what you want to happen. Now what I'm going to change the color of is where the banner is going to be. See where it says Ricin Bear? So I'm going to go back to Photoshop Elements and experiment to see what color I want to use. I'll go ahead and cancel this. Maybe I want to use a green. Now this might not work. You can always play with it and experiment until you're happy with your color scheme. So I'll go ahead and click on that, get rid of Only Web Colors, and copy this. Control C, return to the site, and in this case you're going to choose Site Header. So Site Header Background Color, you're going to choose Custom, and you're going to paste that number, Control V. Go ahead and scroll down to see what you think. Now I'm thinking that's not working for me right now. So I'm going to keep experimenting. I'll come back when I have a banner color that I like. So this is what I have so far. I'm going with a green color scheme. And it's really important that this top where the banner is going to be, that you're pretty satisfied before you go to the next video, because it's going to talk about customizing your banner, and it requires you to know the color of where your banner is going to be. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go back and figure out, notice where it says home, where the sidebar links are. I'm going to come up with a color to go in there. So that's going to be, if you come up here, that's going to be under sidebar gadgets, background color. And I'm really going to encourage you to experiment with this. And you'll choose custom. So you're going to want to come up with a color. Let's go ahead, I'm going to go back to Photoshop Elements. And you can go ahead and keep this color picker open. And you can grab that color, Control C, go back to the website, and go ahead and Control V. And that's, I'm not thinking that's working. But you can go back and forth between the Photoshop elements. Let's say I pick the blue. Control C. And then go back up here and Control V. So this is what it's starting to look like. I will be back after I experiment. So this is what I have so far. Now I want you to take note where it says home. That's where your write-up for your story is going to be. So you can leave it white, because actually the best combination of reading is black text on a white background. But in this case, I might pick up a light shade of green. So whatever you want to do is you want to have a dark text on a light background. That's really important. So with the dominant green that I'm using for my website, I'm in the color picker window. I want it to be lighter than my options, so I can go over here and pick a lighter shade of that green as long as it's going to work with my website. So let's say, for example, I want that green. I'll go ahead and copy that number, Control C, return to the site, and this is going to be under content area background. See the content area? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to locate the content background color. I'm going to select custom, and I'm going to paste that number so you can see how it changed that color. Once you're happy with it, you can click save, but I did want to talk about a consistent font scheme. So I'm going to the entire page. There's a page font. I'm going to set them all under custom, and I'm going to choose a font called Georgia. Make sure you choose a font that is common on most people's computers. So for example, this one here, it's too fancy and it's too hard to read, and it is not a common font. So if you were to have people visit your website and they don't have that font on their system, it's not going to show up. So I'm going to pick a common font that's readable, Georgia, and then I'm going to scroll down. I don't have to worry about site header. Content area, content title font, custom, and I'm going to set it to Georgia. So the write-up down here is going to appear in Georgia. And for the content title font size, I might choose size 12. I'm going to go ahead and save that, and I'm going to return. Make sure you save. Then click on your website, back to website, and you can see the changes that were made. I'm now ready for the next step in building a website using Google. Until next time, you have a fabulous day.